welcome back to the channel. Today we will implement the last feature, which is wishlist feature. And the most logical succession of workflow should be domain, data, and presentation. So under repository, I'm going to create a new repository. It's going to be called wishlist repository. The first method is going to be to toggle the wishlist item or the product from the wishlist. Basically, it's going to add and delete products from wishlist. It's going to give us a promise of numbers, inserted ID or inserted wishlist ID, or -1 when the wishlist item has been deleted as a parameter product ID. So just to mention, you have a challenge here or a problem to solve. So basically what is the challenge is to keep your database and Vue state in sync. What I mean with that is once the user is toggling the wishlist, adding and deleting products from the wishlist, you have to keep your state in sync with the database. So actually you have two options. The first one is going to be overkill, except your project is using it, which is the WebSocket. It's going to determine and it's going to make your application deal with database in real time. And for our project, it's basically overkill. We're not going to do it. And the second one is using caching strategy. So we're going to do that in this particular tutorial. And we have already implemented the caching strategy for the user data. We're just going to add a few functionalities to it in order to create this particular request or this particular feature. And the last one is going to be get entire wishlist. If you would like to refresh the wishlist and keep your data in sync, wishlist item, and it's going to be an array. So the next step is to define the use cases. We have use cases, nothing substantial. I'm going just to give you directly the implementation of use cases. So we have the first use case, get wishlist or get entire wishlist. And the second one is going to be toggle wishlist, and to group the wishlist inside one use cases container. So that's pretty much it for the use cases. Now let's go to the repository implementation. Let's do here wishlist repository implementation, two methods to deal with. And we have to mark this with injectable. So just want to make sure that the authentication repository is marked with the injectable as well. Yeah, that's great. So we mark everything with async. We're going to do here a response by calling API service and get. The response is wishlist. So I'm going to add a new DTO. It's going to be called wishlist item or wishlist response DTO. Going to define it afterward. The URL, and we will get the response, and we have to map the response or to get the wishlist item ID. You have two options, whether to add the wishlist response DTO here or to add it in core. So I'm going to add it here folder. So it's going to be an interface wishlist item ID, because here again in the user controller we have in wishlist item ID and in wishlist. If we need another parameters or another fields, we can do that, but for the moment I'm gonna just keep it as it is, and I'm going to import this one and do response wishlist item ID. The next method is gonna be for to get the entire wishlist. So const response await API service, and it's gonna be get method, and it's gonna give us the entire wishlist. So for this particular tutorial, I have decided not to do pagination here, but if you have or you expect the user to have multiple or for example 1000 wishlists, so it's gonna be a good idea to deal with pagination in order not to load all the details or all the wishlist. The entire wishlist is gonna be very consuming. So wishlist item DTO, it's gonna be an array. For the URL from the API, so URL is going to be wishlist. We will map the result because it's an array. I'm going to call it DTO to wishlist item. So that's pretty much it for our data layer. Now the last step is to define the module for dependency injection. So it's going to be called wishlist feature module, and again we have to maintain the same naming conventions. Gonna export the function. Should start with register, which is mandatory, and do whatever you like here. Register wishlist, and the training should be mandatory as well. Feature module. We have assigned the implementation of the repository to repository implementation in singleton scope, And for the rest, it's going to be as usual, the wishlist to toggle wishlist use case to toggle wishlist use case, get entire wishlist to entire wishlist, and the grouping of the wishlist as the wishlist use cases. So that's pretty much it for the data layer and the domain layer. Now let's move to the presentation layer. For the screen, we will have only one screen, and perhaps in the authenticated user, we have no screen at all. There is no need for the screen under authentication because we don't have any screen. Now under the first screen that we will do is the wishlist manager screen. So it's going to be a normal Vue.js component, and the state manager for this screen is going to be a Pinia store. So let's start with the store first. For the state, we're going to have is page loading for loading indicator. Whenever we are loading the entire wish list for the current user, is deleting, which is going to be state management for deletion progress, and wish list. So it's going to be the entire wish list for the current user. Selected wish list. Let's initialize these fields. Whenever you're going to deal with deleting something, you have to show the user a confirmation message. In order to deal with the visibility of the model, we have to do here a getter that's going to be called model visible boolean. Going to return this selected wishlist item. So whenever the wishlist item is not null, we can show the model or the dialog. And the first action that we will define here is to toggle the wishlist. Or let's do the most easiest one, which is get wishlist item. In parameter, I'm going to do on error. That's going to be called whenever we have an error while loading the wishlist. Let's define the other one, which is toggle wishlist. So as parameter, we will have success. On success, it's going to be called whenever we have toggled wishlist. So we need to get the product title and the product ID on error. Whenever there is an error while adding or toggling the wishlist string void. Another callback function is going to be called on refresh error. If we encounter some problem, we're going to show something. So it's going to be called whenever we have a problem here when refreshing the wishlist. So let's implement the first one, which is get wishlist item. So this is very simple. It's going to be this and patch is page loading. Surround this block with try catch. Finally, we're going to hide the progress indicator in this case. Use cases equal container. Here it's going to be await use cases, get entire wishlist, patch or update current wishlist with the newly fresh wishlist from the database. If the error instance of params and on error. For the toggle wishlist, so instead of doing toggle wishlist with these parameters, I'm gonna copy this because I need to add, because in wishlist, as you can see here in the picture, we need to delete in not to toggle. So instead of naming it toggle wishlist, I'm gonna call it delete wishlist item. And for toggle wishlist, we need here the product ID to toggle. I'm gonna name it on added, inserted wishlist item ID. On removed, we don't need any parameters here. So basically this toggle wishlist is gonna be used in our homepage. Toggle, add or delete a wishlist, a product to the wishlist from the list of the products. It's gonna be optional here, any parameter. So I'm going to destruct the parameters. Let's get the use cases and try catch with the same thing here. So here on error, and has to be nullable because if it's null, it's not going to be called. First of all, the API call. So inserted ID, it's going to be await use cases toggle wishlist product ID. If inserted ID equal -1, removing the product, so I'm going to call on removed. Else on added, I'm going to pass the inserted ID in order to handle the caching in our opt store. So let's go to the delete wishlist. So first of all, I'm going to show the progress indicator in the button is deleting to true and try catch, and finally is deleting to false. After, I'm going to destruct the parameters. Let's get the use cases. If the selected item is not null and the product ID is not undefined, await use cases, toggle wishlist on success, and it's going to be selected wishlist ID and product ID because we want to pass product title as well as the product ID. After all, I have just to do patch, and selected wishlist item is going to be null. If error is instance of API error, and regardless, going to do is deleting equal false. I think that's pretty much it for the store. Just going to add some convenient methods here. First, it's going to be to show delete model or delete dialog. Selected wishlist item is going to be the item. Another method is going to be called close delete model. Basically, we're going to assign null to the selected wishlist. Yeah, this is great because we have forgot to call the on refresh error. So basically what we will do here after deleting the wishlist item, we need to refresh the data. Await, get wishlist items, not wishlist item. Here on error, on refresh. So I think that's pretty much it. We have implemented everything. Let's go to the screen after the component has been mounted. And we're gonna do store get wishlist items. And what is the function that's gonna be invoked whenever we there is a problem? So I'm going to show the snack bar. So set severity, error, set content is going to be the message, and show. You have to define the props here. Text, it's going to be an error occurred. So the page is going to be very simple. We're going to wrap everything with the container. Deflex, justify content center, body and bottom. Then wrap it again in a V sheet, product sheet. So the width, going to be 75% viewport width. It's going to be rounded, and elevation 8, or the background color, it's going to be surface. If we are in the loading state of the page, VF show the progress indicator. So this is a skeleton loader that's going to mimic the layout of this page. And if we are done loading the page, so we have to do here, and inside the VLs, we need to check again another if else statement. If we have wishlist is not empty, and if it's empty, going to show this alert, empty wishlist, there is no product in your wishlist. I would like to add some animation when the item is deleted. Transition group, and the name, it's gonna be fade, tag is gonna be UL, and class gonna be called transition container. So inside the transition group, I'm going to define the wishlist item that's gonna be displayed in the list of wishlist. Go to the components and declare the wishlist item. It's gonna have only one prop, which is the product. It is nullable of type product and undefined. Emit, define emit on product click, on delete click. That's gonna be triggered when the user click on delete button. So basically you have in the image the structure of our wishlist item, v row. The vast majority of the space is going to be occupied by the image and the title. I'm going to give it calls equal 8. Let's give it padding end of 2. So to space the image and the title. So the image is going to be cover, and the source going to pick up just the first media. Preview, we don't want the original. Border and rounded corners. Responsive div, that's going to contain the title, representable in a vertical sequence, align start. The title is going to be a button, and on click, invoke the emit products click. Let's remove all the default padding, product, title. Let's give some styling to this product title. Font weight is going to be bold. Text, subtitle 2. Let's add the price first, and here's going to be price. The third item is going to be the quantity. We're going to check, first of all, if the product is in stock. We're going to do class, text, success. It's going to be green text, caption. It's going to be bold. Product and quantity. I'm going to add something like left in stock. So otherwise, it's going to be here text dark in red, text caption, and font weight bold. And we will do here out of stock because there is no quantity to display. Now let's go to the second column, which can hold the delete button. Gonna place it at the end. So the button size is gonna be small, and it's gonna be an icon button, and the color or the background color of the button is gonna be error. Click, trigger the event on delete. The icon that we will use is called material design delete. Color of the icon is gonna be white. We have to add some styling here. So for the responsive image, the width, it's going to be 100 pixels, and here it's going to be 100%. For the large screen, it's going to be 15 of the viewport width, 15% viewport width. For the extra large, 10% of the viewport width. All right, instead of this, I'm gonna do height auto. For the medium screen, it's gonna be a little bit larger, so 25%. I think that's pretty much it for our wishlist item. And we have stopped here under transition group. After transition group, I'm gonna add wishlist item view. I'm gonna add some padding and let's loop over the available items. So v4 item in the source, which is store wishlist products prop from the wishlist view, item product detail, and we have to assign here a key. If you don't assign key here, the transition is not gonna work for sure. On delete click, we need to provide or to show the model or the dialog. So it's gonna be store and open or show delete a model. And we have to assign here the parameter. It's gonna be the current item. And on product click, we have to navigate to a screen, navigate to product detail, pass item ID. So I'm going to define it afterward. And here, let's define the confirm dialog. I'm going to show this dialog only if is model visible. So perhaps what I have to do, I'm just gonna keep it, I think this way, I'm messing up. This is gonna be only available if the selected product detail is not null. And it's gonna be open, is modal visible, is processing, it's gonna be store, is deleting, on close, store and close, delete model. For the text that should be displayed, are you sure you want to delete the name of the product from your wishlist? Title of the buttons, it's gonna be delete, and on processing, on delete, wishlist item that we will define afterward. So it's giving us here an error. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, instead it is action label. So let's define first of all the navigate to product detail function. Navigate to product detail number. So let's run this with try catch. Check first of all if the product is not null, is undefined, sorry. We'll do return, and we have to create here the router. And we will do router push. So for the name of the route, it's gonna be constant product detail. For the params, ID, product ID, and that's pretty much it. On delete wishlist, store, delete wishlist item, and we have to provide the on success, on error, on refresh. So on success basically is going to show a snack bar message. Here we have to do something very important. So as I said before, we need to keep our database in sync with the state and the caching. Comments here to do add delete wishlist, delete item from local cache, and we will show the snack bar. So here it's going to be success. The product title has been removed from wishlist. And for the error, instead here it's going to be error. The text is going to be an error occurred while deleting. Can do from wishlist if you will. And on refresh, we're going to keep the same thing. Error occurred while refreshing or while preparing your wishlist. Let's go back to the auth store, and we have to add a mechanism to allow our database to be in sync with, or local cache to be in sync with the database. Let's add here another computed property. It's going to be called in wishlist. The parameter is going to be the state, auth store state, a callback function, product ID, and a number. So basically this is a computed property that's going to take in parameter product ID, and it's going to filter to see whether we have a product in the current user wishlist or not. Going to return, first of all, I'm going to do state and authenticated user and wishlist and find. The item is of type wishlist item, that's product ID equal given product ID from the parameter. Otherwise, it should be undefined. So if it's not undefined, the product is in wishlist, otherwise it's not. Now let's add another function that's going to delete the item from the cached wishlist. First things first, if there is no user, return. Let's declare here the updated wishlist, this and authenticated user and wishlist. I'm going to filter product ID. It doesn't equal to product ID that we will delete. We're just going to filter and assign a new list. Patch the authenticated user, and it will get the new wishlist, updated wishlist. So this is my take on deleting wishlist. You can do it otherwise. And another method adding item to the current wishlist. What we will need here, just product ID, insert the wishlist ID, if you will. If the user is not null, we will proceed. Updated wishlist, it's gonna be a new array, authenticated user, wishlist. If it's not null, it's gonna be an empty array. We'll add it to the end of the array, a new element, it's gonna be wishlist item, inserted wishlist item ID and the product ID. And we will patch the current user, gonna add the updated wishlist ID. So this is pretty much it. So this is going to delete the item and this is going to add the item at the end of the wishlist. Let's come back to the wishlist manager screen. And here we have to delete this one, use auth store. And I will do auth.delete from wishlist. I'm going to provide the product ID. Whenever the user is deleting the wishlist, what's going to happen? It's going to first of all delete the wishlist item from the database and delete it again from the local storage and showing the message. And to wrap up this feature, I'm going to add at the parent folder index.typescript. Let's create a new preview, wishlist item preview, and I have to provide the needed stuff, but you know, I'm not gonna do it all over. So where is the manager? I'm gonna copy this section. So the product is gonna be from our mock data. So let's do here the product detail. There is no key. On delete, click, we're just gonna show an alert, and on navigate, on product, click. So here I will do function, on delete, click, alert, and the other one on products, click, navigating product detail. So I think that's pretty much it. Let's run our preview. So in npm run UI previews. There is a problem here. So the image is not there. I have forgot to do PHP artisan serve. I think it's gonna work right now. So we have done the wrong layout. It shouldn't be like this. So let's come back to the wishlist item view. Oh yeah, so we have forgot to wrap this whole thing, seriously. So what I have to do is the whole thing should be div, and I'm gonna wrap it afterwards. So it should be flex class, the flex and flex row. Then I'm gonna copy this. So those two divs should be wrapped here. So let's see. Okay, this is the intended result. So we have the sunglasses. So if we click on this, and I want it to be not, it should be primary. So where's the button? Button. So I think there's no need for this. Okay, and let's check the other ones because we have the button. All right. So when clicking on this button, it's going to get navigating to product detail and showing delete model. That's going to show for us the model. So that's pretty much it for today's video. The next video, it's going to be related to the onboarding section of our application. So basically, we're going to use all the implemented feature into the onboarding, which is the center of our app. So it's going to contain the routing, it's going to contain the homepage, and as well as using what we have developed so far. I hope you liked the video. See you in the next one, and happy coding.